This is Charmaine, and I am back. Not for long though. Well, it will depend. Depends on if I get a lot of questions after I get over the topic of discussion, but we'll see. I know it's Friday night, so a lot of y'all are probably not going to be here live, but I'll be sure to post this so that you can catch the replay. So, long day, long day. So, forgive my parents, long day. But I told myself I was going to come and talk about the subject and not do a pre-recorded video. Sometimes doing the pre-recorded videos is very time consuming, considering the editing that I have to do as well, and then how long it takes to actually publish the video. So I'm going to try to do more live topics. So let's see how this goes. But today I wanted to talk about scalp inflammation due to tight hairstyles and updos. Hi, Carolyn. Thanks for joining. Greetings. So we're talking about scalp inflammation caused from tight styling. So a lot of us love to switch up our styles and do updos and, keep our hair really sleek, and every hair is groomed. And while that looks good, it's not the most healthy option when it comes to our lock maintenance. Hi, Miss Hogg. Thanks for joining. And I know it's very common to get your hair done at a loctician, keep that style in, and then go to the loctician again, get that style, keep the style in, and then basically a lot of people keep their hairstyle in until their next loctician visit. So they're keeping their hair in these high tension styles for a really long time. And sometimes, oftentimes, it can cause a lot of damage to your scalp and cause thinning. And that's a lot of our main concern, the thinning that happens as a result of these styles. So I do want to encourage you, if you're somebody who is addicted to the updos, you're addicted to keeping your hair styled, I want to encourage you to release the need for your hair to always look perfect, because that perfection comes at a cost. Okay? What's the cost? That cost, the biggest cost is the hair loss. Very often, when it's done so much, it can be really hard to regrow that hair, and you can actually get scarring alopecia, and where your hair won't grow back without some medical intervention, right? But as far as traction alopecia, that happens to the best of us. We have a really tight hairstyle, or maybe we even get into some little trauma. Maybe our hair gets pulled or something, and now we have a little bit of hair loss. We do just need to soothe that inflammation, and our hair does grow back very often. So a little bit of traction alopecia is not the end of the world. Your hair very likely will grow back, but when it's a repeated trauma, sometimes that hair does not grow back without medical intervention again. So one thing that I should have took some notes so that this is more organized, and in the future I will do that. So if for me to have live videos that are comparable to my produced videos, I really should have notes, because I do have notes for those videos. So as far as why those updos are problematic, so oftentimes, when your hair is getting styled, it doesn't feel as tight in the moment. I know it's not just me. I've spoken to several people about this. Like, very often our hairstyle feels a lot tighter later on, and if we don't take our hair down, now we're causing damage. Because remember, there's a purpose in pain. When we've experienced pain, that means there's a problem, right? So oftentimes people will just like pop a pill, oh, my hair is tight, I'll just pop a pill, and then it won't be It'll feel better tomorrow. Sometimes that works out, but at what cost? Again, at what cost? So, oh, so yeah, some of the cost is the hair loss, the some temporary or permanent. Again, sometimes medical intervention can help with that, but sometimes it's a lot more difficult than applying a hair growth serum or something. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest effect, the worst effect, in my opinion. And it's not just the hairline. A lot of people are really concerned about their hairline, which understandably so, but the tension is not only experienced on your hairline, it's experienced throughout your scalp. So, um, while that might not be the most obvious to people who are looking at you, you know, you'll notice over time when your locks are feeling thinner that you're not you're not growing your hair, or not that you're not growing, but you've caused breakage to your locks at the scalp to the point where now it's causing your locks to grow out thinner. So that's obviously undesirable. So I would be considerate of that. It's not just the hairline, it's throughout your scalp too. Hi, Sophia's Glam Channel. Thanks for joining. Um, yes. So here are some things that you can do to combat the inflammation that you cause from your tight styling. The first thing you can do is don't keep your updos in for a very long time. As I stated earlier, a lot of times people will keep their style in and then keep it in up until it's time to get their hair done again. I don't recommend that at all. Take your hair down and at least give your hair at least 2 weeks of just being down and unstyled before you go ahead and go to the loctician and get another style in. Give your scalp some rest. And when your hair is always styled, especially in an updo, you're not able to massage your scalp thoroughly, at least. You want to be able to, that should be something that we all do regularly in our hair care routines. Massage our scalps. What's the purpose of massaging our scalps? To get blood flow to our scalps. Wherever blood is not flowing adequately, problems will arise. Remember, blood is carrying oxygen and nutrients to your scalps and everywhere in your body, right? And our scalps need that for healthy hair maintenance, healthy hair and scalp maintenance. We need proper blood flow. And you're not going to be getting the best blood flow to your scalp if you're not massaging your scalps. And if your hair is constantly in updos, you're not able to massage your scalps, right? Logical. So, so that's super important. We need to be massaging our scalps regularly. So yeah, give that time, give that period of time so that your hair can breathe, your scalp can breathe in between hairstyles and lock maintenance. Another thing that I recommend is if you are, say you must put your hair in an updo, maybe there's an event you're going to and say you're a bridesmaid and there's a required hairstyle and you want to put your locks in an updo and it has to be up for extended amount of time for whatever reason, right? Maybe you go on a vacation, you want your hair done and then put up. Especially if you're tender-headed, this will help you out. But I highly recommend using a product that is anti-inflammatory, that's going to combat the inflammation that is being caused from the tight hairstyle. And many of you already know this, but on our shop we have the emu oil growth drops, and it is a very anti-inflammatory oil. So when I first formulated this, my intention was to formulate it for hair growth, which it helps with hair growth, of course. It helps with hairlines and thinning areas. But I later discovered that it's very anti-inflammatory. And this is something that I use primarily when I do updos for lock modeling. Generally speaking, I don't like to put my hair in updos because one, I think they age me, one, but two, I'm tender-headed, so I don't opt to be in pain. I don't choose to be in pain, okay? But if I'm modeling for somebody else and I'm amused for their vision, then I'll go ahead and do it. But yeah, and oftentimes I keep my emu oil on deck for when I'm doing those hairstyles, when before I put it in the style or before they put it in the style, and after I take it out the style, it really soothes my scalp and makes me feel a lot better. So I definitely recommend that, and it's available on my shop, KeishaCharmaine.com, of course. Letitia says how to get lint out of hair. When it comes to lint, I want you to focus on prevention rather than getting rid of it, because it's no good answer to take lint out of your hair. You can pluck at it, you can get tweezers, that's really the only thing that you can do to get it out, but you're risking damaging your hair in the process, or breaking your hair in the process. So I don't necessarily recommend attempting to get lint out of your hair if it's already embedded in your hair. If it's lint that's on the surface, like it hasn't embedded in your hair yet, then brushing your hair is helpful just to get the lint off of the surface. But if it's already embedded in your hair, then some options are to color your hair. Some people use Sharpies and will color in the lint. But yeah, lint is the bane of our existence, as I love to say, when it comes to our locks. Yeah. You can dye over your hair. That's it already. You can dye your hair. You can color in the lint, but taking it out is risky. It's risky, but try your nails, try your tweezers, but you may end up breaking your little hairs in the process. So you got to go with whatever route feels best for you. Okay. But back to the subject. Did I finish? Did I say everything I needed to say about updos? Yeah. Let me know if you guys are watching this. Let me know if you feel addicted to the updos, because I know there are people who keep their updos in until their next lactation visit and get another updo in and then keep it in until the next lactation visit. Obviously, those people are not the tender-headed ones, but I do recommend to take a break from that and wear your hair down. At the end of the day, why did you join a lock journey, or why did you embark on a lock journey? Why did you embark on a lock journey? Because lock journeys and meticulous, the need to have your hair super polished all the time, it just doesn't mix. It doesn't mix. You're going to hurt yourself. You're going to damage your scalp. You're going to break your hair. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. And I think that's pretty much all I had to say about the subject at hand. So I will answer any questions if anyone has any. And if not, I will call it a night. But I will give you some time to leave your questions if you have any questions on any subjects, right? Hi, Eva. Thanks for joining. So let me know. I'll give y'all another minute. I've been on here for 14 minutes and 30 seconds. I'll wait until it says 15, and then I'll hop off if there are no questions. But I do want to come on live more often, but I don't want to just come here and be like, hey, ask some questions. I do want to come with the subject. So today's subject was scalp inflammation from updo styles. And to quickly wrap that up again, don't keep your style in for so long. Make sure that there's time in between your styles where your hair is down. because you need to be able to massage your scalp regularly. And if you are already experiencing scalp inflammation, I highly recommend the Emu Oil Growth Drops available on KeishaCharmaine.com. And if you don't believe me, look at the reviews and do some research on Emu, and see how anti-inflammatory it is. Letitia says, can you wash your hair with Dawn soap? So I don't recommend washing your hair with Dawn soap. However, I do recommend using Dawn soap for detox soaks. So I don't recommend using it like it's shampoo. Like, don't, every 2 weeks or every month use it on your head in the shower when you're washing your hair. Absolutely not. It is too strong for that. If you want to use Dawn soap, the only condition that I would recommend that you use Dawn soap is diluted in a tub where you're soaking your hair. While you're soaking your hair, as people do with apple cider vinegar soaks. I find that Dawn soap is very effective in deep cleaning your locks, but I would not recommend using that as an alternative to shampoo. So I hope that was really clear. I'm going to say it again. Do not use Dawn in place of shampoo. However, you can use Dawn, or again, this is just my recommendations. I'm not telling you what you can or cannot do. I do not recommend using Dawn in place of shampoo. However, I do recommend using Dawn in a tub maybe twice a year to soak your hair to get out any buildup. Okay? Hope I said that well. Vicky Lowe says, hello, I have been on my lock journey for about 20 years. And my hair is shining at the top and my edges are thin. Help. Do you mean thinning? Vicky, do you mean thinning? Your hair is your hair thinning at the top and the edges are thin? Help. Okay, well, Vicky, just from the fact that you said your locks are yes, thinning. Okay. Just for the fact that you said that your locks are 20 years old, that makes me to believe, or makes me want to ask two things. One, are your locks really, really long? So that makes me want to ask you, are your locks really heavy? So answer that, please. And also, are you of a mature age? Because you could have started your locks when you were 5 years old, and that would make you only 25, right? But maybe you started your locks when you were 40 and now you're 60. So if you feel comfortable, answer those questions, and then I can follow up with my advice for you. Brooklyn says, hi, Keisha. What are your thoughts on reattaching cut locks? Actually, had to chop mine due to hair thinning from scalp inflammation, but now I want to put them back. I would do your research on what loctician is really good at it, because I personally just haven't heard anyone have any good results with reattaching locks for the long term. But maybe I'm forgetting someone, or maybe I can't maybe I just can't remember. But I've very frequently have experienced people coming to me and telling me, oh, my locks that were reattached, are falling out, or XYZ. They just don't have good results with that. So I would just go find I found a loctician who maybe specializes in that, or offers that as a service that has, reviews and testimonials and things like that. So, were you planning on doing it yourself? I don't know, but I hope that you let me know. Let me know if you find anyone. And are you in Brooklyn, or is your name just Brooklyn? Because if you're in Brooklyn, I may be able to, if you're in New York, I may be able to find someone for you. At least I can probably help you find someone. I'll put it like that, because I have a lot. Most of my connections are in New York, so let me know. Vicky says yes, really long, not too old, and I'm almost 70. Okay, so you're dealing. Okay, so your hair is not that long, as in you most likely that means you cut it over time, so it's not too heavy. Okay, but you are almost 70, so that is going to pay. What's the word I'm looking for? Is going to be a factor. That's going to be a factor in your hair thinning, right? Let me go back to your question. So hair thinning, it's at the top and the edges. Okay. So Vicky, are you someone who often does the updos, the styles a lot? Because I would recommend that you don't do that. I find that those updos, the people who often keep their hair in updos and like just always keep it in updos, that is an older crowd. From, I think it's more like trendy, not trendy. It's a preference of a lot of more older women. I noticed that they like to keep their hair styled in updos, when really they're the main ones who should stay away from those types of styles, because the older you are, the more likely your hair is to thin out. That's just a natural process, and the updos kind of speed up that process. So I would, take a break with the updos if that's what you're doing. Let me know if that's what you're doing. But if that's not what you're doing, then I would make sure that I'm constantly supporting my hair through my nutrition, through my doctor visits. Make sure that I'm, everything is working internally properly. Make sure you're implementing your scalp massage. Make sure you're hydrating properly externally and internally. And make sure you're monitoring your stress levels, because stress is the leading cause of hair loss in women. And nutrition and diet is number 2, last I checked. So consider those factors. So lower your stress levels, number 1, and incorporate nutrition, number 2. Of course, using supportive products. I would recommend the horsetail leaf growth oil or the emu oil growth drops, or both, for support in regrowing your hair. So the horsetail leaf growth oil is something that I like to recommend for all over, and the emu oil growth drops is something I like to recommend for hairlines and like spot treatments, like thinning areas, like specific areas. Okay. Star Eye says, my same exact problem, and I have had my locks for 25 years. I'm over 50. Okay, so everything I just said applies to you too, Star Eye. Brooklyn fan says, thanks. Oh no, by a loctician. I'm sure. I'm in Maryland now, so New York City is close. Okay, Maryland. Well, I mean, the DMV area has a whole lot of locticians too, so I wouldn't say that you need to come to New York City to get a good loctician. Locks are super big in like DC, so I would, if you don't already know someone who can do it, I would definitely look into DC. I would definitely look into DC. Letitia Empress says, how do you feel about gel or mousse for not a retwist but in between retwists, so don't look so fluffy? Or what do you recommend for puffiness at the top in between retwists? I think that's fine to do, as long as you are you're doing it with like misted hair. At least if your hair is not freshly washed, at least I hope that you're at least doing it on hair that's, I don't want to say wet, but damp, because those products are likely to cause buildup if they don't generally speaking, because each product is going to be formulated differently, but generally speaking, like gel and mousse, that you're likely to you're likely to overuse or like use too much product when your hair is not damp. uh and two, what was two? And two is less likely to cause product buildup when your hair is damp when you do it. um Star says, I have a question. My hair is as long as yours, and I have a problem with sleeping. What is your sleeping routine? I've tried everything. You tried everything. If you tried everything, then the problem isn't your hair. The problem is probably your sleep. You know what I mean? Like, do you have insomnia? Are you stressed? Your hair as long as mine. I have no problem sleeping. I sleep with my hair down usually, and I put a scarf on my hairline, and I have no problem sleeping. I sleep very hard. I sleep hard. Like I have some strong, vivid dreams. I be sleeping. I be sleeping. Okay. So consider, is your hair really an issue, or is it your sleep an issue? Like for instance, do you have too many thoughts? Are you stressed for your day to day? You know, what else? Like, do you have restless leg syndrome? What are reasons why people have trouble sleeping? That's truly just never been my ministry. I never could relate. I'm a very sleepy girl, and I always get my sleep. I've always been that girl. I never had an issue sleeping. Oh, but if anything, I have had issues staying asleep, and what helps me to stay asleep is to put on eye masks. So maybe that'll help you. Magnesium helps. Magnesium, get some magnesium spray that on your feet. They say that helps. I wouldn't know because I sleep good regardless. I've tried it. Excuse me. I've tried it, but like I don't know if it helped me anything because I sleep good. Like y'all get it. Y'all get it. You sleep good, Keisha. Yes. Okay. But magnesium glycinate, if you're taking it internally, but what kind of magnesium is the one that goes for topical? Is it magnesium? I would do a quick Google search and figure out what kind of magnesium is best for topical, but they say that helps with sleep. Topical magnesium on your feet in particular helps with sleep. What else? Chamomile tea doesn't help me. I know that helps some people. My mother tells me. My mother used to, or she still drinks chamomile tea to go to sleep. Yeah, I would I would figure out what is stopping your sleep, because if you tried everything, then it's not your hair. Okay, thank you, fabulous lady. Also, have you heard of Cambrone? It's been coming up a lot on my Instagram. And what are your thoughts on Rogaine for edges or hair loss on locks? I don't know what Cambrone is. Let me know what that is, please. Oh, I think I'm skipping questions. Wait. Oh no. You are saying okay. Okay, how do I feel about Rogaine? Personally, I don't have very much knowledge or experience on Rogaine. I do know that the active ingredient in Rogaine is not coming to my mind right now, but I know scientifically it works. But I don't know. My expertise is in herbalism and herbal organic solutions and stuff. So when it comes to like those types of products, that's not my expertise. Iveta says, when is the date sale open for to order products? I need hydration in my hair. It's really dry. I need a moisturizer. Well, you can always order. Right now, it would just be considered a pre-order, but you can order it and then forget about it, and it's gonna be shipped starting the 15th. So I get all the pre-orders done from the 15th through the 18th, and that's also the time when people can order for their orders to be shipped immediately. Like, so after I finish up with the pre-orders, then I'll get with the regular orders. So yeah, so the time to order is now. You can order now and secure your spot for pre-order so that you can get first dibs on your products when I do ship on the 15th. Stareye says, oh, sorry, I typed too fast. I mean to say I have no problem sleeping, but how to tie my hair? I use a turban. I have worn a hairband. I've left them out and I laid them on my pillow, but it wakes me up when turning, etc. But is it your hair that's waking you up when you're turning? Or is it you already woke up and that's why you're turning? You know? I'm having trouble believing that your hair is really the problem. You said I have no problem sleeping, but how to tie my hair? I use a turban. Wait, Star Eye, how long is your hair? How long is your hair? Did you tell me that already, Star Eye? How long is your hair? But I have had problems with sleep because of stress, so maybe that is indeed a part of the problem. Yes, magnesium is great for sleep. You know what? I will give another. I do have a recommendation for you. I mean, you said you tried everything, so maybe you tried this already. But if your hair is like maybe your hair is if it's getting like tugged on while you're turning and stuff, I know sometimes I switch sides when I sleep or when I'm like getting ready to go to sleep, I'll switch sides. But so if your hair is getting laid on and pulled on and it's uncomfortable, what you can do is just place your hair above your head. So there's no hair over here for you to lay up against. Does that make sense? Your hair, so like your hair is above your pillow. And I'll do that whenever I say I wash my hair a little bit too late in the day and I feel like my hair isn't completely dry yet, I'll leave my hair out. I'll go to sleep with my hair completely out and I'll put it above my pillow. And I'll place my pillow so that I can have my hair like hanging over the edge of the bed. So I'll sleep in it's a little bit of a weird position, but it's just to make sure that my hair is not being obstructed by anything so the air can get to it, if that makes sense. And my battery is at 6%, so I'm gonna give it up until 3%. Okay. Hi, Mohammed. It's rosemary. This is the ro prefix added to gain. The active ingredient in Rogaine is not anything organic. Like the main active ingredient, no, I can't think of what it's called right now, but I'm certain it's not rosemary. Star Eye says, "Oh, Cambrone is a new product that is supposed to help with hair loss by calming inflammation. It's called Scalpy, but I just want to say I'm very interested in your products." Okay, Cambrone. I'll check them out. I mean, is it an organic product? If it's organic, I'd like to look into it. But if it's not organic, then I'm not interested. But like I like to, I'm an herbalist, guys. Like y'all know this about me, right? I'm an organic girly. The only thing that I would do like that's not organic, I can't lie, is I will use a non-organic shampoo because cleaning my hair by any means necessary is important to me. Like I'm like big on clean locks because of the stigmas that are associated with dirty locks, right? So that's something I will use non-organic. as well as hair color. I will use non-organic hair color because I want it to be most effective. And as far as I know, the organic dyes don't last very long, and they're, excuse me, a lot more difficult to use. You're welcome, Yvetta. Letitia says oils or sprays. Oh, what are you talking about, Letitia? You talking about your previous question? You asked me about mousse and gel. I mean, you can use oils, sprays, mousse, gels, or what have you. It's going to be more so about the technique, right? So whether you're using an oil, a spray, a mousse, or gel, if you're palm rolling it, for instance, you're likely to be able to tame that frizz and puffiness. Oh, for daily use or to moisturize, oh, definitely sprays. Oils, I don't recommend using oils every single day because that's going to cause buildup. No matter how lightweight that product is, it's going to cause buildup. The thing is, buildup is just adding product on top of it, on top of product, on top of product without washing it out. So I highly doubt that we're washing our hair more than once a week. Like, I highly doubt it. So yeah, so I don't recommend just adding oil every day. That's, you're not washing it out. So yeah, mists, however, like water-based mist, water, rose water, aloe vera juice, like water-based mists. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And I would seal it in with the oils every few days, every several days even, depending on your own particular concerns. But definitely not, don't use oils every day. Muhammad says you had a question on your shorts upload today. My hair gets let down on Saturdays when it's time to wash. Oh, Muhammad, yes. So I'm okay. I think you're talking about my question about like wearing your hair in updos, but I highly doubt you wear your hair in the updos that I was talking about. I was talking about this like updos, like when people will put their hair in like braids and cornrows and flat twists and all of that into styles. I mean, maybe I'm being presumptuous, but I bet that you just put your hair up in a tam without the braids and the twists and styles. I don't want to judge. No shade if you do put your hair in the braids and cornrows and things, but just generally, I don't see men that do that all the time. Men do that sometimes, but I don't see men doing that all the time. But if you do, that's fine. But yeah, you said so. But that's not a bad. Okay, I'm right. So yeah, but yeah, that's, even if you did put your hair in those types of styles, taking them down on Saturdays is great. But I would still recommend to keep it down longer than just that day, just wash day. But you're fine because you're not doing all of that. You're not doing all the braids and twists and all that stuff. Oh, see, Starlight, I knew you tried that too. I knew you tried it too. You said you tried everything, right? So I really don't know. I don't know, but I really do wonder if it is your locks. Um, did I already ask you this? How long your hair is? I forgot if you answered that. But is your hair long like mine? Did you say that, or was that somebody else? Oh boy, I'm at 3%. G girl says neem oil, them locks. Is that a question? I don't know. Is that a question? Okay, sorry, it was you who said as long as mine. Okay, yeah. I do wish you luck. Wait, and I love it and I don't want to cut it, but I worry about my shedding. Shedding. Your locks are shedding? Oh boy. Starai, I want you to make sure you catch me live again tomorrow. I'm coming back tomorrow. My battery is about to die. Thank you, Mohammed. I'm gonna come back on live tomorrow. If not, Starai, shoot me an email or DM me on Instagram or something because we need to get to the bottom of this. Okay? But I don't know what time tomorrow, but I'll be on tomorrow. I'm gonna try to go live every day this weekend. All right. Everybody have a great night. Stay safe. I love you all. And as usual, head over to KeishaCharmaine.com for your lock needs and desires.